Higuana Sensei is a master of karate. He holds a 7th Dan black belt. At 42, he is young to be accepted as a master. This status he has earned by an almost mystical level of skill and power. He lives in Okinawa, an island in the Ryukyu group off Japan. Karate started here 500 years ago, when King Shohashi disarmed his warriors to prevent civil war. Without weapons, but with a powerful fighting tradition, the warriors secretly developed karate, the art of the empty hand. The technique remained secret to a small group of masters until, in the 1920s, it began to be taught in Tokyo. Now it is practiced all over the world. The Ryukyu Islands are in the northeast of the Pacific, between Japan and the Chinese mainland. The largest of the islands is Okinawa. The king's decree brought peace to the islands for many years. Unfortunately, it also meant that they became defenseless against an invading Japanese army in 1622. Eventually, the islands fell under Japanese rule. The Okinawan way of life was nearly destroyed in the Second World War. The Japanese fought bitterly against the Americans. Caught between the two armies, at least 50,000 civilians died. The young Higuana escaped because his father evacuated the family to Japan. Of their convoy of 3 ships, 2 were sunk. Higuana went back to Okinawa after the war. The islands remained an American base and were administered by them for 20 years. There is still a garrison of 50,000 men there. Now, once again under Japanese administration, the economy is reviving and the city is rebuilt. Higuana left to go to Tokyo to become a university student and then to be a karate instructor. He became unhappy about what he felt were alien influences upon his art, forcing it to develop in ways that he felt were wrong. After 25 years, he returned to Okinawa to help strengthen karate in the place where it began. The rough paved streets of the old city are the same that he knew as a boy before the bombs fell. The houses were destroyed, but the stone walls that surrounded them are still there, and still the home of snakes. Master Higuana lives in a family house in the city. His sister lives in the top flat. He and his wife share the next floor with his mother, and underneath, he has turned the garage into his dojo. He began to learn karate when he was 15. After 8 years, his master gave him his teaching license, and he began to instruct his own students in the art. It requires a rigorous pattern of daily exercise to maintain his status as an international master. After his morning run, before he even begins to practice karate, he exercises his whole body, section by section. He works through every group of muscles from his toes to his head, from his spine to the tips of his fingers. Although millions of people practice karate throughout the world, such determination is very rare. The hours of practice have changed his body. It is now close to the karate ideal. And the mind, too, is trained to achieve complete concentration in every action. Perfection is the aim in every exercise.
とにかく空手の場合は非常に難しくて、目的やはり我々は自分自身の心身を鍛錬する意味でやってますからね。やはり始めた動機も強くなれたら結局自分が自身が弱いからスタートしたんであって、 強ければそれなりに、別の面の仕事を行きますけど、やはり空手というのはそこに、魅力があって、始めたんですけどね。時々、自分の人生ということはやはり一生を通して、できる仕事ですからね。毎朝、稽古して打ち込んでいるんですけども。
Karate means literally empty hand, and its aim is to turn the bare hands into powerful defensive weapons. Some years ago, Master Higuana met a Chinese man who had hands which were truly like stone. He applied a special oil, a secret combination of herbs, to his hands every day. It helped the skin grow hard and calloused, protecting the bones and muscles underneath. Master Higuana asked for some of the oil, and ever since then his Chinese supplier has sent it regularly. The post he is striking is made of solid oak and is set in concrete at floor level. It is just flexible enough to stop the bones of his hands being damaged when he strikes it with full force. At the heart of Okinawan karate lies the kata. These are long sequences of fighting actions which employ all the most important techniques for attack and defense, one after another. They are linked together by steps forward, backwards and to the side, or by rapid turns to face a new imaginary opponent. Breath, posture, striking action and balance must all be harmonized at every moment in every action. To achieve this, Master Higuana works like a great dancer practicing for a performance. The level of skill is comparable, but the karate master seldom shares his mastery with an audience.
De kataの場合空間でただ自分一人でね、相手をかわそうしてやりますからね。やはり本当につかみどころのないこの相手がいない敵をかわそうしてやりますからね。結局100回目標にするとどうしても50回60回の疲れてきて精神的に参ってきますね。そういう時によしもう一回やろう、じゃあまたもう一回やろう、そういう積み重ねて、ある程度自分鍛えられていったと思いますけどね。
In this section from a kata, the soft, gentle blocking movements are accompanied by exhalation. They are followed by a lightning turn during which the master must inhale, ducking down slightly, then he rises and holds his breath to gain the power for a double punch. The solitary discipline of his life has been eased by his recent marriage. 3 years ago, Alana joined his class in his Tokyo dojo. They have one child, Seigi. It's not an easy place to live for someone used to the relaxed American way of life. Okinawa is isolated, and very few of the Americans who live there mix in local life.
はい、じゃあはい、
失礼します。
Karate is considered